Hi, I am Claudia, yoga teacher with OTR. I'm gonna be going through a short sequence, about 10 minutes, with you that you can do lying down. It doesn't matter if you've done yoga before or not. It's a sequence that is fairly gentle, so you could do it to kind of get your body moving. You could do it if you've been doing lots of exercise as a kind of wind down. You could do it perhaps in the evening to relax. Yeah, it stands on its own, or if you wanted to do more dynamic movement afterwards, you could do. You could also do the relaxation before or afterwards. So I've created a separate video which will work quite nicely before this or after this little sequence. So finding your way onto your back, I'm going to teach this over on my mat. You don't have to have a yoga mat though. Yeah, listen to your body. If you're not enjoying anything, it feels painful, anything like that, then adjust, back off. You are your best teacher. I'm here offering you things as a guide, but you know what's going on in your body. So I'm going to head over to the mat now. So bending your knees, having your feet flat on the earth, about hip width apart. So the hip width, sometimes people think they've got really huge hips. Hips, think where your hip bones are, feet in line there. Your arms can be resting by your sides, or you could have, to begin, you could put your hands on your belly. Feeling the weight of your body on the earth beneath you. Skin of your face softening and releasing. Actually, the space between your eyebrows. If you want to close your eyes, or you don't want to close your eyes, just drop your gaze downwards. Imagine that space between your eyebrows melting a little bit, softening, even just by 1%. Noticing your breathing. Might be easy for you, might be difficult, just an invitation. If you've got your hands by your sides, bring them to your belly just for a moment. Your fingers might not be touching, do so in a way that you can still have your upper arms resting on the earth. It's helped you with the relaxation. Invite your belly to soften and expand like it's a little balloon, inflating as you breathe in and then deflating, moving back towards your spine as you breathe out. So as you breathe in, the balloon inflates softly. As you breathe out, belly draws back to spine, releases. Breathing in, belly rises, softly expanding. Breathing out, descends back towards your spine. So now we're going to take some movement, being guided by breath. So breathe in through your nose, unless you've got a blocked nose and you need to use your mouth. And then as you gently rotate your head to your right, sigh out through an open mouth. Breathe in through your nose as your head rotates back to center, and then sigh out through an open mouth. Breathe in, head floats back to center, and then sighing out through an open mouth as your head rotates the other way. You notice how heavy your head is. You sense the transfer of weight across the bones of your skull as you move your head with your breath. A few more on your own. And then calming back to center. Then draw your knees to your chest. Take your hands, clasp them around your shins. As you breathe in, your knees float away. And as you breathe out, belly draws softly towards spine. As you draw your thighs and your knees to your chest, keep your shoulders soft, face soft. It's difficult to coordinate this, so inhaling, knees float away, belly expands, exhale, drawing back in. You can just do movement if it's breath and movement together is tricky. Inhale, floating away, exhale, squeezing in, shoulders soft, face soft, back of your neck soft. Exhale, drawing in. Inhale, floating away. Exhaling, drawing in. Inhale, floating away. Exhale, drawing in. And then feet back on the mat. I said this earlier, if you wanted to play music as you're doing this, you can, if that helps you relax. Something slow and gentle that you like, you could do so. And take your feet wider now. So if you've got a yoga mat, it'll be about as wide as your mat. If you haven't got a mat, that's fine. Let's take them so they're wider than your knees. And take your arms out to the sides. If that's uncomfortable for your shoulders, you could have them in a cactus shape or like a goalpost arms. You can have them a bit closer into your body. You're going to inhale, and your knees are going to drop to the right. Spine spiraling, head could stay looking up, or could rotate the other way to your left. Exhale, belly to spine, knees float back to centre, head floats centre, it was to the side. Inhale, knees straight the other way now, to your left. Spine spiraling. Exhale, belly to spine, back to centre. Inhaling, knees float to the right as head rotates left, only if it's comfortable. Have left arm and shoulder super heavy. Exhaling back to centre. Inhaling the other way now. Exhale, belly to spine, coming back to centre. So take a few more, just working with your breath cycle, and if it feels good to hang out on one side, just in the stretch, then you could do that. Staying connected with your breath. Noticing how it feels to be still, if you've chosen that option. Stay with movement if that's feeling good. And if you've gone for a static stretch, on your next exhale, come back to centre and swap sides. But you don't have to go with me, you might have chosen to swap sides earlier, and that's all good. Listen to what you need. Great, and then wherever you are, when you next come back to centre, pausing there. Let's breathe in through your nose and sigh out through an open mouth. That's really great for dropping down into the parasympathetic nervous system, so into the rest and digest part of our nervous system. Then raise your shins so your calves are parallel to the mat. Raise your arms softly so your hands are above your shoulders, and just gently rotate your wrists and your ankles one way. Notice if there's any clicking noises or snap and crackles, there might be, and then go the other way. And then shake out. Shake out. Jaw release, so you've got space between your top teeth and your bottom teeth, so you're not holding on. Shake out. And then just coming back down. Feet flat on the mat, knees skyward, or you could extend your legs if your lower back's comfy. Just noticing how you feel after this little sequence of movement. And then bend your knees again. Draw your right thigh into your chest. Clasp your hands behind your thigh. And you really flex your foot, so you're drawing your right toes towards you and pushing your right heel away. Soft shoulders. And inhaling, extend your foot up and away. Now you might have your leg at quite an angle here. You might have your knee bent. It all depends on what's going on in your hamstring. There's no better or worse, right or wrong. Stay connected to your breath. When you next exhale, draw your belly to spine, draw your your thigh in towards your chest. Inhale, extend away. Exhale, drawing in. Inhale, extend away. Imagine you've got a cherry tomato under your tailbone and you're keeping that cherry tomato squashed into the earth. So it's inhaling up, exhaling, drawing in. Remember, not a competition. You might have your knee bent, leg on an angle. Work with what's right for you today. Might be really different from one day to the other. When you next have your leg extended, really resist your thigh into your hands and your hands into your thigh. See how that is. You're getting a bit of a stronger stretch there. Stay with your breath. If your breath is becoming jagged, it probably means you're overdoing it. So easy does it. And then letting that go, releasing that. Keeping your foot really flexed. Cross your shin over so it's your right shin over your left thigh, near your knee, but not actually on your knee joint. I'll show you that from the front as well. You're like in a kind of figure of four shape here. And then take your right hand to the inside of your right thigh. Keep your foot flexed to protect your knee joint. Inhale, push your thigh away. Exhale, soften and release. Inhale, push your thigh away. Exhale, soften and release. Inhale, pushing away. Exhale, soften and release. Inhale, push away, and maybe pause there. Now, is this enough for you? And it might well be. If you feel you can work a little bit more strongly, and more strongly doesn't mean better, it's just a different way of working. You could raise your left shin, keep it parallel to the mat, both feet flexed. Take your hands, draw them under your left thigh. Inhaling, encourage your right knee away, and then exhale, belly to spine. Maybe you draw your left thigh a little closer in. So you're working with right knee and thigh moving away as your left thigh draws in. Keep that cherry tomato under your tailbone. Soft, steady breath. Can be really strong in the hips, so easy does it. Maybe you don't want to work to your maximum today. Maybe you do. There's no right or wrong. And then lowering your foot down, unfurling your leg, and then just extend both legs out for a moment and just notice how you feel one side to the other. Notice the right side of your body in comparison to the left. Particularly your leg, maybe one might feel longer than the other. Maybe the leg that you've been working with might feel more open, more released. Just being curious. Then we'll do that whole sequence on the other side. So, clasping your hands this time under your left thigh, drawing it in. Remember that cherry tomato. Inhale, extend, really push your heel away, draw your toes towards you. How much space can you get between your toes? Exhale, belly to thigh, knee comes in. Inhale, extend up and away. Exhaling, draw it in. Inhale, up and away. Exhale, drawing it in. And remember, it might be very different from the other leg, depending on what's going on in your hamstring. You can keep your knee bent. You can have it diagonal away from your body. So, keeping going, working with your breath. And then when you next extend, keep your leg there. You push through your heel, draw your toes towards you. Resist. Thigh into hands, hands into thighs, but keeping your shoulders soft, face soft. Seeing what that does to your body, your breath, your mind. And then letting that go, Keeping your foot flexed strongly, making that same figure of four shape. So this time your left shin will cross over your right thigh just above your knee. Take your left hand on the inside of your left thigh. Inhaling and then exhaling. Encourage the thigh away. Inhale, it floats towards you. Exhaling, pushing away. Inhale, floating towards you. Exhale, pushing away. I think I've just swapped the breath instruction round. Doesn't really matter. More letting the kind of breath coincide with the movement here. So this might be enough. I can tell my hip on this side is behaving really differently from my hip on the other side. So if it is, you could just stay here with your right foot flat on the earth and encouraging your left knee away. Or maybe raise your right shin so it's parallel to the mat. Push strongly into both heels, draw both toes towards you. Cherry tomato underneath your tailbone. Hands behind your right thigh. Inhale, and as you exhale, draw belly to thigh. Draw your right thigh towards you as your left knee and thigh move away. So working into the hip here. It can be really strong, so if you need to back off, go to the earlier version, do. Stay with your breath. Soft, steady eye gaze, soft face. Then unfurling your legs, bring your feet flat to the earth. Maybe extend one leg, then the other. Noticing how you're feeling. Allowing yourself to soften, to release. Just going to spend around 10 seconds in stillness. I'll count in my head, you don't need to count. Nothing to do, just letting go, letting your body, your head be super heavy. Releasing even just by 1% more. Closing your eyes or dropping your gaze down. And you can stay resting here, or if you want to come out, you could bend your knees. You can either roll onto one side or push it and push yourself up to sit. Or if you want to come out more dynamically, you could take your hands under your thighs and rock backwards and forwards a few times. Rocking backwards and forwards. Coming up to sit. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. Keep an eye out for another video on its way. Thank you. Take care.